Hi everyone, I'm Miss Lori, and today I'm here to share some tips for how to succeed in your next job interview. So especially if your job interview is going to be in English and you're applying for a company perhaps that is based or owned by the US, Australia, or UK. So I personally have over 20 years experience of working for companies in the United States and Australia, and of course now Vietnam. So I'm just going to share some of my top tips over my years of experience. Okay, tip number 1, update your CV. So even if you have updated it recently, I would recommend that before each job application that you have another look at your CV and adjust your experience, education, and your skills to suit the job you're applying for. So please don't lie or exaggerate, but show how your skills and experience suit the job being advertised. All right, so just make that connection. I want to emphasize what you have to offer that relates to the job they are offering. Tip number 2, bring your CV with you to the interview. Even if you know you have already sent it through by email, your potential future employer probably will have it printed out, but you should have a copy too. I find in interviews, I know I do, and other people tend to get nervous, and it's so easy to forget some really amazing things that you have done under that stress. So bring your CV with you to help you remember your skills, your experience, and what you have done. You can use your CV as a prompt to help you expand more in the interview. Tip number 3. This might sound a bit basic, but please bring a notebook and pen. You can brainstorm ideas keep them before the interview to help you remember some things you might want to talk about. And also, I would strongly suggest taking notes during the interview. So it shows that you're paying attention, and it might help you think of some questions that you might want to ask them later. Tip number 4. Be prepared for difficult questions. Expect that they will ask you some challenging questions, and come prepared with examples of challenges you have faced in the past and how you overcame them. So if you have work experience, think about the times where things went wrong, where you had some sort of problem that you had to overcome and how you did it. If you don't have work experience, even if your experience is mostly at your university, chances are you've had some group project that didn't go well. You could use that as an example of when you faced a challenge and explain how you overcame this problem. Tip number 5. Don't be afraid to explain that sometimes you have needed to ask for help in the past. So if you had a challenge at work, there is no shame in admitting that you needed to go to your boss or another employee to help you solve this problem. Employers do like to know that people can think quickly on their feet to come up with solutions, but I think they really appreciate when their employees come to them for support and advice before making some of those really important decisions. Tip number 6. Research the company before your interview. Even a quick Google search should show you some news articles, or just go to their website, see what news they've posted recently, press releases, product information, their mission statement, how the company talks about themselves. Take some notes so that you can refer to these items during your interview. And I would also suggest, along with this, is prepare some questions for them. Right, prepare questions about the company. Maybe you saw something on their website, an article that interested you. Ask them a question about, oh, how is that going? It sounded really interesting. It will show that you've taken the time and interest to find out more about their company and make you seem that you are more interested and serious about working there. Okay, tip number 7 is actually very much related to tip number 1, but this time you're in the interview. Still try to connect your abilities and skills and your work experience with how you can help the company achieve success. So if they explain the role further to you and explain what skills they need, then you can tell them how you would be a great candidate for that role because you've done A, B, C, D. Give some examples to show that you really are the right person for the role. So tip number 8, I'd say dress up, or better to be overdressed than underdressed. Even if you think that, oh, it might be casual Friday at this job, don't do it. Even if you know everyone else is going to be in jeans and a t-shirt, you should definitely wear a nice formal outfit, something that looks very professional, because as they always say, you only get to make a first impression once. Tip number 9, 2 things that I think always go well together: eye contact and smiling. All right? It is going to be extremely awkward and uncomfortable if you are looking down at the floor or up at the ceiling and not making direct eye contact with the person or people interviewing and smiling. I personally find that smiling makes me feel more relaxed, and as well as the people interviewing me. That friendly atmosphere is really important. So remember to smile, take a deep breath, relax, and yeah, make that eye contact, and it will be a much more pleasant experience for everyone. Tip number 10 is to remember this little bit of advice. Now, I have to admit, I can't even remember where I got this advice. Did someone tell me this? Did I read it on the internet? I really don't know. But basically, it's to remind yourself that a job interview is not just about a company interviewing you to see if you are a good fit for the company. Try to remember that it's also about you going to see if this company is a good fit for you. So hopefully these little tips and this vocabulary that we talked about today will help you present yourself in the best possible way. Just remember, even with the best preparation possible, sometimes bad interviews will happen. So don't stress out, just shake it off and prepare even more for the next one, and hopefully you will find that dream job in no time.